planner friends, thanks for checking out my video. My name is Renee. Today I'm going to quickly go over my 2023 planner, what I liked and what I didn't like, and I'm also going to be flipping through my setup for my 2024 planner, which is a different brand of planner, so that's big exciting stuff for us planner ladies, you know. So I have my Mary Mimosa candle, I've got my Hobonichi Ochizuke mug with really strong coffee in it, and let's get right on into it. So in 2023, I used this really beautiful dark teal Moterm pebbled leather binder, and I opted for the English Cousin. And, you know, because this was the first year of the English Cousin, I was all in for it. I just didn't realize because I sticker it was going to get that chunky. A year prior, I had used Enovec, so it wasn't that big of a deal for me. I do, plan monthly, I do plan weekly, but a majority of the planner was, daily. So I told myself this year that what I would try to do is decorate and use the weekly pages as much as I could. So it, wouldn't be a waste of pages. And, sometimes I did really well and I used the pages, and sometimes I set it up and I ended up not using it. So, all in all, I just kind of felt pressure, right? I felt that I really liked the ability to have the space to do sort of like a Bujo artsy planning in addition to the structured functional pages, but I didn't want 365 of those daily pages. I just felt it was, so much of the time I was taking a list of to-dos from my weekly spread and transferring them to my daily spread, or sometimes I had something in my weekly that I didn't have in my daily or vice versa. And so I just thought if I could find a planner that was the same size, A5, right? And it had a monthly and a weekly and some extra pages, but not 365 of them, that would be the ideal sweet spot for me. So unfortunately, I did not opt for Hobonichi for 2024. And instead, I purchased myself an auraestelle. So this company is based out of Canada, and I got this really pretty smooth dark green leather cover, my favorite color. And this style of binder has this really beautiful deep scallop pocket. And, this is great for receipts or stickers or anything else that you need close at hand. It has a nice sturdy snap. And then on the inside, it has a small scallop pocket down below that echoes the front scallop, which I think is very cute. It has 1, 2, 3 small pockets, 1 large pocket. And this planner comes undated, and it's the first time that I've used it. So it does come with this little instruction sheet on ideas of how to use the monthly spreads, the vertical weekly spreads, and the yearly overview pages. And because it's the first year that I've used it, I am going to keep this just as a reference. The paperweight on this planner is a little bit heavier than the Hobonichi. This is 68 GSM, which I think is great because one of the areas that I had trouble with is if I laid down a larger sticker and then I tried to remove it from the Tomoe River paper in the Hobonichi, sometimes it would wrinkle on the back side or it would rip the paper because the paper's so thin, right? Because they have 365 daily pages. So because this planner isn't as thick, they can afford to have a little bit thicker paper, which I'm excited about trying this year. So the version that I got was the complete weekly vertical, really pretty pink planner with this rose gold on the front of it. I don't decorate the cover, and my planner lives in a binder pretty much all year long. So I'm not going to be decorating the cover. But, just to let you know that this version is pink. So if you're not a fan of the pink, that's something to be aware of. This is a post-it note, reusable post-it note pocket. I have transferred this pocket to about 5 different binders now. Unfortunately, it's discontinued by the manufacturer, but I love it. It's got this Velcro closure. You can put in all your little bits and pieces or post-it notes or whatever, and nothing falls out or gets lost. And it's a great spot to use, you know, on this cardstock right after the front cover. So I love the placement of that. This was just a little intro page that had the name of the planner, and I just turned it into a book plate with my own sticker. Most of the stickers that you're going to see in my planner are self-created. It's something that I did for myself about, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. Like most planner ladies, I was spending an insane amount of money on sticker kits and washi tape and post-it notes and all sorts of accessories. And one day I just, you know, told myself, you know, it would be much more enjoyable for me if I had a cost-neutral hobby. So I bought a sticker machine, a cutter, and, you know, silhouette cutter machine, and I taught myself how to make my own stickers. I do have an Etsy shop. And it's because a lot of times people would see something and they would say, where did you get that? Where can I buy that? And so it's just sort of a landing place for a lot of the items that I've created for myself. So if you're interested, I would say, you know, 9 times out of 10 is probably something that I've created for myself and available online in my shop at Palm Tree Planners on the Etsy site. So this is a custom book plate that I have online available for purchase. This book belongs to, it has my name there. This is the year at the glance. 2023 was here. I don't do any back planning, so I just made a half sheet sticker, 2024 quarterly goals, to cover up 2023. Otherwise, I have used various colors of a Zig clean dot color dot marker to quickly go in and mark out some of my kids' spring breaks, school vacation days, birthdays, you know, what have you, in 2024 and in 2025. So I've got that pretty much set up. The next page, the word of the year that I have is healing. I do have this available in my shop. 2 stickers come, one colorful, one neutral. And on the other side of the page, I just tipped in a Dutch door and sort of a bulletin board theme. This page I use as a landing spot for kind of like scrapbooking. Whatever comes my way throughout the year, I will put it here. For example, Hobonichi has, or will be having over the next week, a 2024 fortune available online. And when I get my fortune, I'll paste it here. If I get an interesting fortune out of a fortune cookie, I'll put it here. Anything that kind of reminds me of what might be upcoming in 2024 or what actually has happened for me, this is the landing place for it. Here's my birthday horoscope that I got just a couple of weeks ago on the back of this Dutch door. So that's how I have these 2 pages purposed. Before I go any further, I just want to, you know, talk about how the auraestelle is set up. So they'll have 2 functional pages, and then they'll have 2 blank pages that you can do whatever you wish to have. They'll have functional pages, right? And then they'll have 2 blank pages for you to use however you wish. And I really like that flexibility where they have structure and then flexibility, structure and then flexibility. So for these year at a glance pages, I do have them stickered out January through December already. And the way that I'm going to use these pages this year is accountability towards my goals. So on the 2 blank pages that auraestelle has after the year at a glance, on the left-hand side, I'm going to have this as a vision board for 6 different goals that I'm going to have this year, and I have them color-coded out. So for example, green is going to be for money, and purple is going to be for personal. And then my son and my daughter, I'm just, you know, helicopter mom, working with them on various goals. And then, you know, you get the idea. Everything is like color coded, right? And then once I have the goals, you know, sort of like outlined here, Then I'm going to come over to this page on a monthly basis, and I'm going to say, for example, let's just go with money, right? Say I want to make sure that my credit cards are paid down or paid off. So in January, I'll get really specific over here, like measurable, specific action that I can take to help meet this yearly vision or this yearly goal. So for example, January, I'll say, okay, credit cards pay off. How much am I paying off in January? I don't know, let's say $400, right? So I'll put here, pay off credit card, $400 in January. Then I'll go back over here and I have this top section quartered off. So I will put here, money, and then I know that I'm going to get paid on January the 2nd. So I'll highlight in green, color coding, right, from my vision board, green 100. And I'll just make a little abbreviation or notation here to remind myself that I am taking action on a regular basis on 4 different goals that are going to help me meet whatever my goals are for January. That's eventually going to help me meet my goals for the entire year. So broad, more narrow, and then hold myself accountable on a daily basis on these pages. I haven't used this format before, so I'm crossing fingers that it works for me. If you'd like to see how successful or unsuccessful I am at this, stay tuned to my channel. So we'll see how this rolls. I feel pretty good about the setup so far. So again, we have the year at a glance pages, right? Here's the 2 flexible pages after that setup, and then the auraestelle goes into the monthlies. So yeah, I have January already stickered out. I call this kit my split kit. So I have transparent stickers with a watercolor theme on some of the areas, and then I have opaque on some areas. So I don't want translucent stickers for the appointment labels. I don't want translucent for the weekly headers, but I do want the beauty and the watercolor in some parts. So I call this my split kit because part of it is opaque and part of it is translucent. I also have on here calendar icons to sort of call out various holidays. Of course, New Year's Day, and then Martin Luther King Day, and a no school sticker and a payday sticker. So after you have your monthly spread, right? So it's like set up, structured, functional, then auraestelle gives you 2 creative blank pages. And this is what I love so much about the auraestelle. So similar to what I was doing last year on my daily pages in my Hobonichi, this gives me an area to sort of have fun, be a little bit artistic, but keep myself organized in a fun, sort of creative Bujo type way. So on this page, this sticker I made myself, right? This winter I'm reading, watching, listening, eating, enjoying, traveling, planning. This is not in my shop. This is a giveaway when some of my orders come in. And then some of the items that I'm using this year are just in my stash. So, I have this booklet with a bunch of these rub-on stickers, print-on stickers. And so this sticker and this sticker, beautiful winter theme, but I have so many materials in my planning desk that I forget that I have. So one of my goals this year is to use what I have instead of going out and buying the next best thing. So on this spread, I have a homemade sticker. I have my rub-on stickers. This is homemade. This is just going to be a master to-do list. This is a little pocket that I made out of origami paper and washi tape, and I just put in a little cardstock insert. This is from craft paper, and this is from my hoard of washi, and these are just, random foil stickers that I've had in my stash for a long time. So this gives me plenty of space and flexibility to detail out whatever I want to do for the month of January in a creative, fun way, and not spending anything other than, what I already had on hand. So this is sort of my vibe going forward in 2024. February I have stickered out as well. This is another one of the split kits. So I have the watercolor translucent, and then I have the opaque weekly headers. My calendar icons on here are Groundhog's Day, Chinese New Year, Super Bowl, Mardi Gras, Valentine's Day, President's Day, no school, payday. Yeah, and then after February, right, you get your structured page, then you get 2 flexible blank pages for you to be creative and use however you want. Now, when I'm doing my forward planning, I don't like overusing the pages. So I don't have a problem already, filling out these 2 pages for January, but I definitely don't want to do February because I'm going to be in a different mindset at the end of January with different priorities or different goals or a different aesthetic. So when I do my forward planning, I make sure to do a little bit, but then back way off, because if you over decorate, if you over plan, you don't give yourself any creative avenue, to use 30 days from now. So again, this is my March spread. I know when my kids' spring break is, so I already have that laid out here. And then 2 blank pages. And this is how the undated planner looks, without the monthly being fully decorated. So this is April. I did have to take a micro tweezer and go in with translucent numbers and, date the whole planner. So it did take about an hour or so to date it out. But then you have the flexibility of starting this planner anytime throughout the year too, right? So that's also a positive. So here's May, 2 blank pages, June, 2 blank pages. You get the idea. I did get the Auraestelle tabs. I've never really tabbed out my Hobonichi before because I was afraid of the pages ripping because they were so thin. The Auraestelle tabs, they're very low profile. I got them in pink to match the exterior of the planner, and they're very flexible. So I don't think there's going to be any chance of ripping pages. It has an abbreviation of the month on this side, and then on the opposite side, they have the numerical of the month. So I think that's kind of nice. And if you go to January, this is how the weekly spread looks. So at the top, again, I don't do stickers, but I will use a Zig clean color dot marker, and I'll quickly go in and just create my to-do list. In the middle part, I generally have stickers if there's activities or things, appointments, whatever that I need to make sure to remind myself of. For example, this is the date that my daughter's college financial aid drops, and this is the day that she actually heads back to university. I am a hockey fan, so I already have stickered out the 3 games that are scheduled to play this week. Go Tampa Bay Bolts. And I know that there's a TV show that I want to watch this night, so I have that called out. And this washi, I think, is from Hobby Lobby. Really cute, gold foil, Happy New Year, sip, sip, hooray. And again, this is from my washi hoard. This is stuff that I've had for years. So yeah, this is generally how I'm going to set up my weekly spreads. And then after each weekly spread, you get 2 blank pages. So like I was doing with the Hobonichi cousin, being creative and kind of Bujo style, every week now you get 2 pages that you can sort of either get yourself further organized with a master to-do list, or memory keeping, or however you would like to use them. Just entirely fun, flexible pages for you to use. So for this specific week, I am not fully back to work yet, and my kids are still on winter break. This is going to be the last week of their winter break. So I just grabbed some wrapping paper from Christmas before I put it away, and I, created a couple of these decorative elements here. This is a habit tracker for the month, created and in my shop. Exercise is something I'm going to be watching in January. I have this in my shop. I'm going to be starting a new book, and this is a way that I can rate it when I'm done. This, I made on my own. This is a list of things that I need to make sure that I do for my daughter before she heads back to school. This is from my washi hoard. I love having this little box here next week in the bottom right-hand corner. So for whatever reason, if you have something planned on this week, and whether it gets canceled or somebody gets sick, or you're not ready to do that event or that to-do item, you just put a little arrow, and then I put it here in this next week box. And then when I'm planning for the following week, I know to go right back here and incorporate anything that is in this box in the next week's plans. I'm going to start working on our family taxes, so I need to separate and tally up all of our 2023 paperwork, and I need to update the tax software. On January the 3rd, there's going to be a court case that I'm following, so I have a little gavel sticker here to remind myself that that's going on. I made this little stamp sticker. This is an ancient sticker from Erin Condren. It's Time to Sparkle. I thought that was cute and appropriate for the first week of January. There's no school this week, so I have a little sticker here. That's in my shop to remind myself that there's no school. And I'm not sure how I'm going to use this space yet. I could be doing a master list, or I could just do memory keeping. I may take the kids to Busch Gardens or to the beach, a couple of times this week. I'm not really sure yet. Depends on how the weather is, which way we're going to go. But in any event, that's how this planning is going to go this year. So weekly, and then 2 flexible pages. Weekly, and then 2 flexible pages, right? Weekly, 2 flexible pages. So that goes on throughout the entire year. And then, I follow an artist, love her work on Facebook, and I created these stickers that schedule out all the full moons for the year. So this is the full moon in December, and I just created these stickers and just sort of inserted them along the way. So this is the last week of December, blank 2 pages, and then they have additional blank pages in the back. So because my word of the year is healing, I have 3 pages that are dedicated to just healthcare, and so I have those decorated out. This is a year in pictures. I'm not sure how I'm going to use this quite yet. I could be drawing something in each of the little Polaroids here, or I could, just be writing my favorite thing that happened each month. In any event, that's in shop. Books I've read. I have 2 books that I've already, called out, reminding myself that I want to make sure to read them next year. That's in shop. Movies I've seen is in shop. Travel is in shop. This is sort of a first glance budget overview. So these are all of our fixed expenses in 2024. I'll put down a budgeted amount and then what the actual amount is. I know that in particular our homeowners association amounts are going to be changing, so I want to make sure that I put in what the actual amount is going to be in 2024 and the date that those payments are due. So I have sort of a broad brush look at how things are changing or potentially increasing in 2024. I have an entire, separate budget planner that I put in a day-free Hobonichi, but this just gives me sort of a first glance at how things are going to be for 2024. I do have an additional page for financials, our taxes, and my work. This page I divided into 2 for both my daughter and my son. So, I'm just the helicopter mom. They're doing all the work, but I just keep track of the dates and the things that they're doing. So whether it's their class schedule or graduation or, they're taking a test or what have you, this just gives me an area to sort of note what's coming up for them or where they are. This page, in the past, I've been creating spreads to keep myself accountable and focused and meet goals, and I've never really kept track of fun. So this is something that I'm doing this year that I think is, really exciting and really important, because if you're working so hard, what are you working hard towards if you can't have fun along the way? So I made sure to keep my focus on fun this year. This is a sticker I have in my shop. My family's going to go to the zone where the total solar eclipse is this year on April the 8th. So we're going to experience that. We have reservations for camping. We're going to fly out to Colorado. We're going to make sure to be there for my daughter's family college weekend. And we're hoping to either book a cruise or have a cruise towards the end of the year. So those are our big events that we have planned. And then this space down here is just, for little smaller things, day trips. So my husband got me tickets to a concert at the Florida Strawberry Festival at the end of February for my birthday. So, that's just an example of something that I'm calling out that, smaller event, day trip, but still fun. I am a true crime listener. And there's some court cases that I know are going to have some activity on them this year. So I made sure to create this little box so I can write, what the case is and when the trial dates are so I don't miss it, what podcasts I'm listening to, what planner channels I'm checking out. And I really haven't had a video game plan. It's just kind of been, willy-nilly. So I figured if I'm a planner, I should start creating a plan about what I'm going to publish and when. This is a list of some of the shows that I'm currently streaming and the episodes that I've watched. And, again, blank pages. It's really important to keep some blanks in there because you're always going to be looking for pages throughout the year, and you want to make sure you don't, fill up everything that you have right at the beginning of the year. And then on the very last, blank tab here, this is critical real estate. I mean, we just got out of the holidays, right? So for me, this is so important to have these pages. I have one page for every member of the family. I have a list here with, listing out everything for their stocking and how much I paid. And if I have it in hand, I put a little check mark. Same thing with the gifts. If the gift is in hand, check mark how much I paid. And I did so much online shopping this year. This is for when the estimated time of delivery ETD is, and a spot for notes at the bottom. So I created this for all my family members, and I'm excited that I have this because that's critical stuff for me. And yeah, there's one big pocket at the back, and there's this adjustable tab. So if this planner starts to get really chunky, you can expand the tab out. So yeah, that's my auraestelle for 2024. Super excited to try it. If you've been using an auraestelle, please leave a comment on how it was for you in the comments below. And looking forward to getting feedback on what you thought of it. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is the binding. So, with the Hobonichi, right, you can plan the heck out of it. You can make it really fat and chunky. And this Japanese binding is just crazy, right? It's so strong. Like nothing will break that binding. I just have a little concern about the auraestelle because of how it looks like it's like set up. Trying to get that on camera. Looks like it's set up where there's like little groupings and then it's sewed together, and I don't know how that is going to wear. So the jury is out on that part, but other than that, I'm really excited for my auraestelle journey this year. If you're on a similar journey and you're trying to use what you have and not spend as much this year on planner supplies, or if you are looking for just some creative planning ideas, if you're also, trying to get into the Bujo side of things, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm out so other planner ladies can find my channel. And in any event, if you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for lasting this long into the video, and I wish you the best in 2024 and happy planning. Take care, friends. See you soon. Bye-bye.